Watsman's reign of terror. One of the most well-known legends in Berchtesgaden land is about the formation of the mightiest mountain in the valley, the Watsmann. A long, long time ago, an evil king named Watsmann ruled in Berchtesgaden land. Together with his wife and 7 children, it was his greatest joy to torture people and animals. He found pleasure in ferocious hunting when steaming horses were collapsing beneath him. The wild game which had been hunted to death was then ripped apart by his hounds. Sometimes his subjects were also killed because they stood in his way. Terror spread throughout the whole land. Every day the people spoke behind shielded hands about the cruelties which, at any moment, could befall them. Doors and windows remained closed to avoid the vengeance of the king. There are many stories about his end. However, everyone was happy when his end finally came. One story runs as follows. A lad from Chanel courted a beautiful farmer's daughter from Bechtesgaden. He was courageous and fair-minded. He helped everyone to whom justice had occurred. He despaired of only one thing, that he had to live in a land with his future family in which such tyranny reigned. As the day of his wedding drew closer, a strange dream struck the bridegroom. His long-deceased grandfather spoke to him and told him that he should go and look for the blue flower. After he woke up, the lad remembered the story again. When he was still a small boy, his grandfather had explained to him that only someone who carried love in his heart could reach the blue flower, and whoever found the small flower, high above in the harsh mountain world, would have one wish. On a beautiful autumn day, the lad set out on his way to look for the flower. His lass cried bitterly, as she feared he could be surprised by Watsmann and be torn apart by his hounds. But all her pleas and begging did not stop him. The climb was difficult. Wind, lightning, thunder, and coin-sized hailstorms forced the bridegroom to rest in a rocky recess. For a few days there was a ferocious snowstorm. Neither man nor animal could protect themselves from it. But the love in his heart warned the lad and carried him on further. Still, gradually his power weakened and he fell exhausted on the ground. For a long time he lay there as if he were dead. Then a voice spoke to him. "God's greeting, wanderer. Am I what you are so despairingly seeking?" Very slowly the lad opened his eyes. What he saw made him hold his breath. The blue flower. It spoke to him. "I believe I already know the request. Say what you would like to happen." "I want Berchtesgaden land free from the rule of terror of the king's family," he heard himself say in a firm voice. Hardly was the last word spoken when thunder and rumbling went throughout the mountains. The earth trembled, the rocks lifted, everything crashed and whirled in disarray. All of a sudden it became deadly silent. Full of disbelief, the lad opened his eyes. He believed he was still dreaming. For directly opposite the Hochkalter, a new mountain had risen. "You are not dreaming," said the blue flower. "This is Watsmann, with his wife and his children. From now on they will watch with stone how the land blossoms. God alone and your love have helped you." From then on, peace reigned over Berchtesgaden land.